So this is the situation with the weather today. I can only describe it as practically Scottish and very wet. There's no way I'm going out in that. I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea and I'm going to show you guys what I got from the charity shops on a recent visit to Dunoon, which is an island. It's not an island. It's an isle. Argyll and Bute, basically in Scotland. Comes under that sort of region. So I'll show you what kind of gubbins I got from the shops round about there. Okay, so I made that cup of tea I was threatening to make, and we're going to look at some of the stuff I picked up in Dunoon. Dunoon is a quiet place. It's a quiet kind of seashore type of town. It's got quiet businesses, locally owned businesses, not a lot of franchises or anything like that, which is good. It was nice, it was refreshing, and I like to look about charity shops. Don't know why, I'm just that sort of curious bugger who likes to rake around amongst a bunch of gubbins, and that's exactly what I did, and I did find some things. So we're going to show off the things that I did find. If you bear with me, I've just got a big bag behind me. There's not that much actually in the bag, to be fair, and it's nothing that interesting, but I thought, hey, I don't usually find anything in charity shops around about me, especially the ones in my hometown and in the city of Glasgow, where I'm not far away from. So I thought I would just show off some stuff anyway. Why not? It's a crap day outside and I'm not doing anything else. So the first thing I found, I went into an Oxfam, and I found this big bugger. And I paid 99 pence for this. It is a 5-way skirt adapter by JVC. Now, the reason I even picked that up, I know you can get them cheap online and it's not that great to find, but usually what you find is the ones that you can buy online on eBay and stuff, they aren't branded, so they're probably not as well made as something that's, by a reputable brand, but like JVC. It's going to be a lot better build quality, the connections are going to be better, and I did actually have one and it broke on me, and I think it was a cheapy one, so that's a lesson learned there. Try and get one that's of decent quality. So 5-in-1 skirt adapter. Hopefully it'll come to some use. It will actually, because the CRT I'm using up there, I keep having to bend in through the back and reconnect and disconnect my skirt stuff. So brilliant. Next, I found a game. It's just a PS2 game. It's not worth a lot and it's probably common as muck. But I had never saw it before. I'd never heard of the game, so I picked it up, and that is Portal Runner. I like how the facial recognition's picking up her face. Let me just see if I can focus in on her face because it's actually kind of comical. And I can't because my camera is crap. Oh, almost. There we go. So, this is Portal Runner. It is a sort of action platformy sort of action game. It's actually by 3DO, who, for those of you who know your video game companies, 3DO made the Panasonic 3DO, and that is a console which was disc based and it used a lot of 3D technology during a time where that was new. The console didn't do very well, and frankly it's quite obscure in the UK. Most people who, if you ask them what a 3DO is, they'll have no idea, but indeed it was a console back in the day. So that's who made that game, apparently. Apparently that game wasn't on the 3DO though, it's just made by the company 3DO, who existed after the console died a death. So that's fine. Looked interesting anyway, and it only also cost 99 pence, as the sticker still says on the back. Anyway, next up, still Oxfam, and I found this wee guy, and let's see if I can focus in on him. So the autofocus on my camera is dreadful and just didn't want to work there, so just to show you the other thing I got, it was just while I was going to the till I noticed it amongst some toys that were lying on the shelf. It's this, and it's one of those die-cast corgi type vehicle things, the collectible toys, but instead of being a vehicle, it's a K9 from Doctor Who, and I thought that would be great to sit on my shelf of miscellaneous items. It's not a shelf, it's actually my CRT. I just sort of plonk everything on top of there, and that's where I'm going to do some videos in the future. So this little guy can sit amongst that crap alongside Godzilla holding an Atari. So I didn't pick up a lot out of the charity shops. I only picked up a couple of things, 4 in total. So these two and 2 other things. The 2 other things I picked up, floppy disks. They were 99 pence. They were in a charity shop. I think it was some sort of hospice, I can't recall. And they're going to be useful for doing things with the Super Wildcard adapter for the Super Nintendo. which you can basically copy your cartridges to floppy disk and then play them back. It's basically a really convoluted form of piracy on the Super Nintendo. Anyway, so I got those. And the next thing I got is probably the most interesting thing out of the lot. It's a Dreamcast keyboard. I've never saw one of these with my own eyes apart from on eBay. It only cost £2.50. And it came in the box, even though the box is falling apart now. This is a bit grubby, I'm going to have to clean it up, but there it is. Dreamcast keyboard. Quite a nice keyboard actually. If it was USB, I'd probably use it on my computer because I really like these old keyboards, but that'd probably be quite impractical anyway. I should probably just keep to my fancy Steel Series gubbins I have sitting on my desk just now. But this will be handy because I really wanted to get a copy of Typing of the Dead for the Dreamcast, and I also wanted to get a mouse and try out Quake, because apparently you can play Quake with a keyboard and mouse on the Dreamcast, and I thought that just sounded absurd. And of course I find things that are absurd quite cool, so that's why I want to do that. Anyway, that's basically all I got from the charity shops, but it's definitely more than I usually find round about where I stay, so I appreciated it nonetheless. Anyway, thanks for watching my useless video, and I'll catch you again soon.